Hello and welcome to this video review of Paul Masson's California Burgundy. People around New Orleans say Burgundy, but 12.5% alcohol since 1852. That's when the Paul Masson winery was established. Paul Masson was a French immigrant, and his company became very big. In fact, one of the biggest wineries in the United States. After he passed away, the winery went through some ownership changes, and now the Paul Masson wines and brandies are produced and owned by Constellation brands, who owns so many hundreds of liquor, wine, and beer brands. You can look on their website. It's fascinating. It's so dense with information. I have these Ernest and Julio Gallo wines, Fairbanks White Port and Sheffield Tawny Port. Their website is even less informative than it used to be. They used to list all their brands, like Sheffield and Fairbanks. It wouldn't say a lot about it, but it would at least mention it. Now they've scaled it down to just their major products, and I don't understand why that's been done. I'm going to see what I can find. I don't think I'm going to have a lot of success for those, but this Constellation brands is, like I said, dense. They've got just, see, I still had the paper on, numerous PDF files on each of their products. So I brought up this file, and they said this is, the Paul Masson brands are the only wines in the industry that use the carafe, reusable. So it's appreciated by people that do their own home brewing and winemaking because they can reuse the carafe. Or for other things. My daughter told me, save this. I can use this for whatever reason she wanted me to save it. It says, do not use metal opener. This is California Burgundy, and it's showing some scenes from there. Let's see. I wrote some notes. Okay, 12.5%. They also give the acidity, the sugar, and everything else. They said that this particular one is available in a 1 liter, and I believe this is 1 liter. Yeah, 1 liter bottle, carafe. A 3 liter, the big one, which they had the big ones at Dorgnac's, but they were the American Burgundy. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. And an 18 liter bag in box. I didn't see that there. There's 2 winemakers for Constellation brands, an East Coast and a West Coast. The West Coast, California, winemaker is a man named Mark Ferguson. He holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in viticulture and enology from the University of California at Davis. And I said this in another video, a previous video. If you want to make it big in the wine, distilling, or beer, brewing world, you're really going to need to get that Bachelor's of Science degree in food science or biology or this kind of thing. There's a program at Louisiana State University, Fermentation Science, which focuses on brewing, and they're working with some brewing companies on that. Really, to make a good career in this business, there are no shortcuts. Not realistically. So it can be done. You look on Anheuser-Busch's website. They list all their brewmasters and the degrees they hold. Getting back to this. This was about $5.50 for the bottle, okay, at Dorgnac's. Dorgnac's is the only store I know of around here that sells Paul Masson table wines. Most stores around here sell the brandies, different ones. Not all of them don't have a full lineup, but they do sell the different brandies. It says, serve this distinctive full-body Burgundy at room temperature. Here we are, room temperature. Great by itself, or with red meat, lamb, and tomato-based pasta dishes. Okay. You can visit us at the website, which I just did, or call the 1-800 number, Madera, California. Okay, more information. They said in the sell sheet, the PDFs, they said it should have flavors of and aromas of blackberry, black currant, and herbal aromas and flavors. Delivered in a dry wine with moderate tannin levels. The suggested food on the website, the food to be made with this wine, they say it's very good as a cooking wine, is cook oven. It's like a chicken and wine dish. And there's a photo of it. Very helpful website. Okay, so I like it when I research beer and wine and hard liquor and the website has information, because too often I'll check out a website and there's virtually nothing there, okay? It's so unhelpful. This company is extremely helpful. Okay. And there's also there's a separate Paul Masson Brandy website that you can link to from Constellation Brands. And it lists some of them, and some of them were missing, the VSOP and the EXO. And I called the company. Sorry, I emailed them and I said, were those discontinued? The lady said, no, they were not. And they responded within minutes, literally within minutes. She said, those are still on the market. Okay, and I did see the VSOP. Very smooth, old pale. All right, so let's check it out. I've never had this. It's a venerable brand. What is a table wine? What makes a table wine? What makes a dessert wine? Well, that would depend upon the company, the country. In the United States, according to the United States government, the difference between a table wine and a dessert wine is simply the ABV, the alcohol level. If it's 14%, if it's below 14% alcohol by volume, it's a table wine. If it's above 14.01, I guess, then it's a dessert wine. That's the only difference. There's no reflection of the quality. That doesn't indicate a reflection of quality. In other countries, Europe, they look at it a different way. In the United States, it's simply an alcohol designation. Table, lower level alcohol. Dessert, higher level. Okay, I was looking for the appellation here. They just say California. I was seeing if they had the American Viticultural Area appellation here. I don't see that. I was looking at that because on the Paul Masson website, it gives you two appellations for this wine. I was like, what does that mean? I was researching. It said it refers to where the grapes come from. If it says a California on the label, California, according to the U.S. government regulations, 85% of those grapes must come from one of those American viticultural areas in California. Now the other one, at the same store, the American Burgundy, 85% of those grapes have to come from somewhere in America. See, it's a much looser requirement in that sense. But it's produced in New York. Doesn't mean the grapes are from New York. The grapes could be anywhere from the United States. 85% of them must come from the United States, being sent to the winery in Canandaigua, New York. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to the wine. Let it breathe enough. It's dark. It looks like Burgundy, right? Remember the the same color as a 1980. Okay. Sorry about the little mishap. Same color as a 1983 silver Buick Regal with a burgundy vinyl top, right? You remember that burgundy vinyl top on a 1983 Buick Regal? Okay. So we spilled a little bit, no problem. I was trying to catch the light. Beautiful ruby red color. All right. Yeah, it's tannic. I like this style. It's on the drier side. It's not too sweet. It's not overly sweet. Some leather, maybe. Grape skins. Okay, it smells really nice. For $5.50 for 1 liter, hey, how can you go wrong? It's very tannic. I remember when I started drinking red ales, I didn't like them because they were too tannic. You know, that like fruit skin or something, or tea leaves. This is strongly tannic. And like I say, the nuts, like walnuts, so often I'll say that. Or pecan oil. Like if you're shelling pecans, you get the oil in your hands. It'll taste and smell kind of like this. Blackberry. Yeah, blackberry is a pretty acidic fruit, and this has some of that acidity. They gave the acidity number. I'll link the PDF to the video. They talk about the acidity. It's there. The mouthfeel, it's, you know, it's not heavy in any way. But, you know, it's different than beer, right? But it's very pleasant. I mean, it's really nicely done. It's dry. I mean, I don't know how you feel about a dry red wine. I feel very positive towards it. Okay, I'm very but I'm not one to say I only want sweet wines. I only want medium. I only want dry. I only want red. I only want white. I like them all, really. Don't like fruit juice, but I like wine. Yeah, honestly, I'm not detecting any problems with this. You figure the company has been making wine since the 1800s, yet has changed ownership, but you would assume that they're still following their quality guidelines. I was reading some reviews on some different wine review websites, and they were talking about how you got to be really careful to let price factor into your evaluation of the wine. They said you can get some really low price wines that'll have a very nice taste. On the other hand, you can pay a lot of money and get stuff that isn't too pleasant to drink. I don't know about that because I haven't dealt with wine too deeply. I'm just looking at this as a consumer, buying something off the shelf and telling you what I think. And what I think is, if you want to check it out, I would strongly recommend it. I mean, even if you don't like it, what, you paid $5.50 plus tax? No great tragedy. But I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I'm certainly not disappointed. So, another winner. I mean, let's see, I've tried 5 or, you know, maybe 5, I guess, Paul Masson varieties so far now, wine and brandy. Maybe 6. And we're talking about 100% success rate. So that's a really good sign, right? So another run scored with this experiment with Paul Masson. And no, I have not had any bad experiences with the Ernest and Julio Gallo offerings either. No bad experiences. All positive. My only complaint is the lack of online information, okay? Thank you for watching this video production. And I would be very, very interested in your feedback.